hate when I review these videos because, you know, I do my typical, forget where I am, because I get going. If any videos I've ever done in my life, since I started this, these are the very most important. Probably be my last ones. That ending part is just way too cool. Remember I told you this is better than the greatest story ever told, because it is. And that's what I say every day. It's so much better. Don't let fear set in. Okay? This is your Hanukkah story. This is the oil that was, you know, put in that first night that carried you. Okay? That's part of that story of the menorah. It's part of that spark that's lit. Okay? I hate this. Giving me a warning on my phone. Probably cut me off again. All right. To understand this confusion of who we are, what's the truth, what's going on, why does science opposite of religion? Because man has, again, made science to match their eyes and their ears, and they're capable, you know, what they're capable of discerning. And religion is the, you know, the earthly priest or you know, men of wisdom, putting it in their best understanding, worldly understanding. And they don't, they're two brothers. They're two going at each other, right? They don't, but they should. They should be like this. Okay? You have to take your eyes off of everything earthly and only look up. Okay? It's time now. You have to do it. All right. In the beginning with Cain and Abel. Okay? Those days are this whole entire time. Okay? God just used, you know, it's what's in these pages, you know, between the evening and the dawn and the day and the night that has been played out. All right? Cain and Abel, left and the right. Up, down, you know, good, bad. It's the opposites, but it's together. It's, all right. Cain's, I'm going to put this into a spiritual, heavenly understanding. Okay? And all right. Cain's, what was wrong with Cain's sacrifice? Okay? Why didn't God like it? He didn't, you know. All right. Cain is the left side to us. He's the, what we don't understand. He's the bad. Okay? Because our left's the bad, our right is good to us, right? So, Cain, you're going to have to look at this as sons of God. Okay? You have the daughters of men, you have the sons of God. But, okay, Cain is the left. Your left side of your brain. You're either right side or left side, because this is about this now. Okay? You have to purify your heart through your tribulations, your troubadours, right? Your way, finding your way in the world, you know, where your heart gets pounded. It gets squeezed like the olive press. Your heart is the olive, and it has to go through the olive press to get the bitterness out, okay? This is why we go through our heartaches, our trials, our wilderness, okay? So we have to get that heart purified because you have to get that warm blood going. You got to get that compassion. You have to learn that compassion and that love. And you have to, it's about love. You have to get that heart filled with love. All light, no darkness. Again, it's the story of the Vikings. Hello, the Vikings coming from the north, the Nordics. You know, when they started, they didn't have any empathy. They had no compassion. Because it was the heart. They couldn't feel. I killed those babies, and you know, I ransacked that whole village and raped them. What's the matter? I don't get it. You know, what's the big deal? So what? They didn't have it. Okay, it's their journey. Once they figured out they kept going east, kept going east, and so when they finally went west, that's when they found England and went up through to France, up through and then up to Russia. Okay, that's when they were learning. The first place that they landed, you know, on their first eastern waters in their brand new spanking Viking ships was a monastery. A monastery. Okay. As time, you know, expanded, their journey, they learned heart. Their hearts became softened. Okay, they learned to love. They learned life. They learned compassion. They learned that. Okay, so the Vikings. This is what I'm talking about. So you have to purify this heart. Okay, now get that done. Goody, goody, goody. But you got to have these two on the same level. Okay, they got to go together. They're the twins. They're the brother sister. They're the father son. Okay, they're the bride and groom. I don't care which. They're the two. They're the twins. They're the whatever. Okay, they're Adam and Eve. I don't care what you want to call it, but this is what's got to happen. They have to be in sync. Your heart, if it's full of love, it cannot be continually mastered by your mind. Your mind has to learn to understand love, has to understand how to coincide with the heart, while the heart at the same time has to learn to function with and listen to the mind. This, your brain, okay, and it's split in the middle, right? Because the water drains, the rock was split. So you got your water that drains both ways, to the back and to the front, to the forefathers, okay, who foretold everything, right? In their teaching and in their generation, well, because this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Remember I talked about this years ago. All right. Didn't never understand it was going to go this big, okay? Cain is your left side. Your left side controls your right side. What did I say? Your legs and your arms, your hands and your feet. They're armies. They're the armies of God. Okay? The left side controls the right side. The left side controls the right armies. Okay? The right side controls the left side. So your righteous side controls your knowledge and wisdom. But your righteous side controls your bad armies. Okay? Your bad armies. That's how you gotta look at it. Okay? Because they go in sync. Cain is on the left, Abel's on the right. Okay? The left side of the brain controls functions of speaking. Okay? I gotta read because I have it wrote down. Speaking, reading, writing, listening, grammar, number skills, computation skills, analyzing information, how you analyze it, reasoning, logic, sequential thinking, okay? time awareness. Right there tells you time, okay? And it controls the right side. Okay. Now, Cain, he had the field, he had the crops, he had the, that was his offering, right? Was it not acceptable? Because why? Because these are external. These are the things that we have learned from here in the earth. These have been manifested because of these. This is what manifests, and this is what gives birth. Writing, words, reading, listening, grammar. That's what you manifest. Okay? Now, Abel, right side, righteous side, right? Organizing information, okay? Abstract meanings, all right? Context. Like reading maps and shape recognition, you know, those type of relationships. Visual information, okay? Face recognition, intuition, emotion, imagination, detecting motion, music, art, and awareness. And how about that? That comes from Cain's side, the right side. But it's controlled by the left. Then, okay, he was the shepherd. He took care of the sheep. But the sheep grazed on Cain's fields. Cain's, did you ever wonder why? What was wrong with Cain's offering that was not pleasing to God? They were external. They were worldly, meaning they were earthly. They were God, the Holy Spirit, the Spirit, the pure truth, the pure light, the pure, who's unnameable, unknowable, because he was there always, right? He is internal. He is internal, okay? Cain's what? Cain only had external. What was given in the world? What was, you understand what I'm saying? Okay. When he hit Abel over the head, Cain killed his internal connection. That internal ability to hear the Holy Spirit, to be led by God. When he killed, when smashed in Abel's head, okay, Cain couldn't get back home. He was his brother's keeper. Okay? He was his brother's keeper. He had the survival skills, earthly skills. He could put things into, make things, you know, birth things, manifest things, and hence this is what happened, and this is why nobody could touch Cain. Because it wasn't that, you know, Cain did not have the internal to receive. He didn't have that radar. He didn't have that. He killed his way home. He killed his ability to find his way home, to hear internally, okay? Which is far different from hearing outside. He killed his internal senses, his heavenly senses, his divine senses. Is that just too fantastical? That's why God had to come back. He had to, and leave himself for everybody to find their way home. That's why everybody says, movie, God's not dead, God's not dead. He's here. internal, which is heavenly. Spiritually, it's heavenly. Okay? So, everything has to be, when they were coming, everything became external. And that's what birthed the world. Matter, material things, flesh. Going back, it has to be internal. It exploded, now it has to implode. Okay? That's why he says don't judge, you don't know. You don't know a thing. Little girl, you don't know a thing. So, the two have to work together. Okay? They have to work together. And that is the story of Cain and Abel. He didn't have a way home. So, he had the earthly mark. Okay? See, that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between a heavenly mark and an earthly mark. All right? Don't, if you don't understand the 666 and what that is, do not believe it, because you don't understand it, because the whole Bible is flipped. If you cannot read it from a spirit mind, heavenly, divine, spiritual eyes, senses, okay, you're not gonna have a clue. So that's how you have to hear what the Spirit is saying. He tells you through the whole thing. But no, you go to the churches and you sit there the zombies, that's the zombies, right? You sit there and you listen. Yeah, hallelujah, 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 yeah, got that. Same thing. You're not being fed. Okay? You're not being fed. It's too good. I can't stand it. That is Cain and Abel. It's your brain. Okay? And our whole body system. Remember I talked about, I got on that body system and I could care less. I'm telling you what. I could have went the rest of my life not knowing how many bones were in my body, let alone my hand. Okay? Your hands are your armies, set up just like the Greek army. Okay, and the bone, everything's set up here. And the different. Okay, I could have went the rest of my life. I could have cared less. I don't care how many bones I got. What's the matter with me? I don't care. Oh, so important. Our physical form is mimicked, is copied, is replicated from the spirit form, from the spirit body, okay, which is God's body. The spirit body is a full, complete body, okay? And so here our bodies were made in an earthly manifesting physical matter material form. But it's from the Spirit. So everything on the earth, all history has to start in your body, from your feet to your head, or to your head to your feet. However you were birthed, feet first or head first. Okay? This is how it goes. The veil, okay? You have to kill this giant that has earthly fortune telling, because that's what it is. It foretold our fortune, okay, from our forefathers. All right. I told you the United States. Remember I got on that one? I said it was the Declaration of Independence. It had to do with when we were formed. That's when the countdown really started, and had to do with our history. it was a pattern being repeated, only it was repeated here. So it was going to be the revelation, okay? It was going to be revelation. When we start looking, okay, at the stories in the Bible, and Jacob, Jacob. What is Jacob? What is the story of Jacob? Okay, and Joseph. It's really Joseph, okay? Moses had to go in, okay, and pull out all the Israelites. And it was too any of the Egyptians that wanted to go too, right? It's his son, okay. I don't even know how to say this. Okay. All right, wait a minute. Okay. Moses, no. When Jacob, during the famine, went into Egypt, okay, the total amount was 70 in his family, in his tribe, his nation was 70. Okay, 70. All right. That 70 had multiplied after 400 and whatever years. All right. This is your pyramids. This is your governments. This is the multiplication of the... Because the 70 are like the seven continents, the main 7 archangels, okay? That's what the 70 are. All right? They are 7 mountains, meaning 7 fruits, 7 gods, demigods, are 7. You have the fruit of the Spirit. There's 7. Jesus has all these flames coming from him, right? Okay, this is what they are. All right? There's 7 of them. This is your book of Enoch with Jared. This is your first 10. It's your first 10 in Genesis. Okay? Methuselah. That's why in Noah, when he had to go to Methuselah's mountain, because that was his mountain. If he was a mountain, okay, he ruled it. He was a ruler. All right? So, each 7 of these, okay, had 10 sons. Okay? Here's your 70. Each one had 10 children. Okay. So then, when Daniel was taken to Babylon, okay, there were 70 of them, okay, 70 of them, all right? It's 140,000, right? All right. It's going to be 144, right? Right. All right. There's going to be 2, a on each side. That there's going to be a father and a son, okay, and a father and a son, or a father and a son, or a mother and a daughter, or a that's added to that, okay, or it's the 4 four corners of the earth with the four angels holding them back, okay? That's what's added to that 140 number to make 144,000 witnesses. And they're not the kind what you think, okay? I'm telling you this. They're not the kind what you think. My heart's racing so bad. I can't even tell you. I'm about to cry because that's how I get now. This is so good because I can see it. I can see it all. But it's hard to explain. It's so hard to explain because until you have your eyes totally looking up in heavenly eyes, okay, in the spirit, you're gonna miss it, okay. And so then I got to go back and try to explain it in the flesh. But the flesh copied what was in heaven first, okay. And now the heavenly is going to take the flesh. All right. The angels, let's just say this. The angels saved. No, this is Noah, okay? That, you got to understand, that didn't start here, okay? That was, he was saving the angels came and produced us, okay? Gave us life, okay? They gave us life. They saved life from whatever, the flood, whatever. You have to understand what animals are too, and why the animals were paired. Going back, okay, we're saving them. It's the angels that are stuck up there, okay? It's them. One came down one way, okay? And or they birthed us, and now we're transforming. You know what I'm saying? It's the swoop. It's the going up and down. It's what it is. It's what it is. Everybody's expecting this. It's total deception. Complete deception. That's what it is. So, go and read the Old Testament. This is going to run out. Doggone it. We are taking the counselor. We're taking God. Because he took the cup. Because remember the prayer in the garden, please let it be, if all possible, take this cup from me. He did. Remember, I couldn't figure it out. I kept saying something, there's a switch, something happened, but there's two spirits, something happened. Okay, I know. So, but he's got to spark you. He's there. This is God's not dead. Okay, because that veil, that cloud is over. You know what I mean? And you got to let that go. And he's in the darkness there, and you have to get rid of that darkness, all those cobwebs in your heart, get all that yuck out, all of it, 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 so he can see, so he can light, he can spark it, he can spark your flame. We are how he gets back home. That's how the glory of God, all shall see the salvation of God. All shall see the glory of God. All shall salvation see the glory of God. Because we carry God back with us. You get it? We carry him. He's been here. And how do we know that? John the Revelator tells us that. He's coming out of the cave. He was writing those letters under Theophilus and not John. I'll do another video. I gotta cry a minute.